Welcome back in, everybody. I'm WTOL 11 Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. We are reporting live out here in Waterville on the Maumee River, or should we say what could be under the water at times. But this just demonstrates how severe the drought is across the area. The first time ever we have driven Defender out onto the Maumee River, and it is just rock bed bottom across much of the area. We're at the very familiar Waterville Bridge there, and the water is just a trickle, about 160 cubic feet per second. That is it. It is a mere fraction of what typically would be over the course of the year. Let's talk your weekend forecast. You ready for the summer feel? Highs are going to be into the mid-80s both weekend days. We will have bright skies and sunshine, but it really kind of just puts this all in perspective on how dry things are. It is a drought across the entire area, and the new data that came in earlier this week really just indicates a severe to extreme drought that's been demonstrated across much of the area. But if I focus directly right here on the Maumee River itself, I've gone through the data and I've found that this is the worst drought for the Maumee River Basin since 1988. It is quite a spectacular sight to see how dry conditions are across the entire area. So what would be the additional rainfall over the next 7 days? I'm highlighting the Maumee River Basin here. A quarter to a half an inch, and much of that is going to come on Tuesday, and it is not going to do anything to remedy some of the drought that we have. Deficit now is 4 inches below normal just over the past 60 days. And here's the date on this. We would need a half a foot of rain, 6 inches of rain to eradicate the drought in the next 30 days. And I can clearly tell you that is not going to be happening. So we're going to carry this drought well into the fall season and perhaps even beyond. Mid-80s right now. And if you're going to be headed out the door to any Friday night football games, it is a warm evening. We'll stay in the 70s for much of our Friday evening. Next several days, we ride right into the mid-80s as we go into the weekend. Sunday could be the day we get close to a record high, with highs that will be in the mid-80s. Big board Friday tonight. We're going to be in the 70s, and toward kickoff time, it should be mid-70s across the area. Dry conditions, not even a cloud in the sky across the area. It is looking bright and brilliant. Now, next Tuesday, that's the next chance of rain as a cold front comes into the area, and that front is going to bring us, well, it could be some fairly widespread chances of rain that would be Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. And as I mentioned, a quarter to a half an inch of rain that will be possible as that system comes in with some much cooler air that's going to be arriving as we get into your 10-day forecast. We are going to see highs into the 80s through the weekend, and then cooling back, it should be right around average upper 60s to near 70 degrees as we get into the end of that 10-day forecast. And that's when the cooler weather finally does push into the area as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. We've got team coverage, though, on your Friday night, and meteorologist Kaylee Bowers is live, really kicking off our big board Friday tonight. And Kaylee, what a gorgeous evening we have on a summer-feeling October weekend.
Chris, I'm just double checking the calendar. It's October 3rd, but it's feeling a lot more like August,
Thank you,
September
Megan.
for some of us, but it is a mild evening for sure. I mean, we're seeing temperatures like Chris mentioned right now in the 80s, eventually dropping back down the 70s later on this evening. But yes, who's ready for some high school football on this Friday night? We are live here at St. John's as they get ready to take on Central Catholic. Now, kickoff is right around 7 o'clock this evening. And if you're just heading out the door thinking about your Friday night plans, it just depends on where you're going and at what time. So the sunset for this evening right around 7:15. So you're going to want to have the sunglasses for sure before then, but then after that, tracking those mostly clear skies, and it is going to be comfortable whether you're going to be at a high school football game or maybe going to dinner or going for a post-dinner walk or just hanging out at home. Open up the windows, open up the back door, have the screen door going, because it's going to be comfortable for this evening and maybe one of those last warm weekends for sure. Like Chris mentioned, we could be close to tying, possibly breaking some record highs for this weekend. We're forecasting 80-degree days today, tomorrow, all the way into Monday. So kind of feeling more like that week 1 game rather than halfway through football season already. But eventually we will see some cooler temperatures on the way, and eventually we'll be seeing some players out on the field soon. Gates don't open just yet, but we'll continue to track, what to expect for the rest of the evening. Reporting live at St. John's, meteorologist Kaylee Bowers, WTOL 11.